Some players score goals, a few win trophies, but only one fed a nation before he turned 23. When lockdowns froze the world and millions of children faced hunger, Marcus Rashford didn't just post a message, he moved mountains. From Manchester's council estates to Buckingham Palace's doorstep, he spoke for those who had no voice. He wasn't chasing applause, he was chasing justice. And yet, behind the campaigns, behind the headlines, there's another story. The fast cars, the designer suits, the quiet discipline of a man who turned adversity into art. This is the life of Marcus Rashford, the activist, the athlete, the millionaire with a mission. Born October 31st, 1997, in Manchester's Withington district, Marcus grew up in a world where dreams had to fight for space. His mother, Mel, worked multiple jobs to keep the family afloat. Money was tight, but values were strong: faith, hard work, and kindness. As a child, Marcus joined the local club Fletcher Moss Rangers, the same grassroots side that produced Wes Brown and Danny Welbeck. Even then, he was different, not just fast, but fearless. At 11, he joined Manchester United's academy, taking 2 buses every day to reach Carrington. He wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing change. 2016. An injury crisis strikes Manchester United. Louis van Gaal turns to a teenager few had heard of. Marcus Rashford steps onto the pitch against Midtjylland. 2 goals. Then another brace 3 days later against Arsenal. Overnight, a new hero was born in Manchester. Not in luxury, but in lightning. From 2016 to 2020, Rashford became the symbol of the next generation United. Blistering pace, sharp finishing, confidence that belied his age. But it was off the pitch where he became something rare, a voice for the voiceless. When COVID-19 hit and schools closed, millions of British children lost access to free meals. Rashford wrote letters, made calls, and fought the government, and won. Over 1.3 million children ate because he refused to be silent. The Queen awarded him an MBE. He became a national hero before he turned 23. Behind the smile lies a man of routines. Early mornings, meditation, a strict training regimen. His fitness journey is meticulous, from recovery pools to nutritionists that track every meal. He once said, "Discipline is freedom. The tough days made me who I am." Rashford doesn't party often. He's rarely in tabloids for scandals. He lets his impact speak for him. By 2025, Marcus Rashford's estimated net worth stands around $90 million. His Manchester United contract earns him over £325,000 per week, and his endorsements add millions more from Nike, Burberry, EA Sports, and McDonald's. He lives in a modern mansion in Cheshire, a glass-fronted estate worth nearly £3 million. Inside, a cinema room, private gym, recording studio, and a trophy gallery lit by warm LED light like a museum of ambition. His car collection reflects his journey: a Rolls-Royce Cullinan for statement, a Mercedes-AMG GT for speed, a Range Rover Sport for comfort, a McLaren 720S for weekends when adrenaline calls. He's not flashy. His style is elegant, British, and quietly elite. What makes Marcus Rashford stand out is that his heart stayed in the streets that raised him. He built a foundation to fight child poverty, donating millions to food banks and youth programs. He partners with Fair Share UK to distribute over 40 million meals annually. He used his social media not for luxury but for change, and in a world where athletes often chase followers, he earned respect. He once tweeted, "I don't want praise, I want change." But the journey isn't always perfect. After England's Euro 2020 final, his missed penalty brought racial abuse online. It was cruel, it was ugly, and it was public. He stayed silent for days, then wrote, "I will never apologize for who I am or where I came from." That grace turned hate into solidarity. Murals of his face appeared across Manchester, painted with the words, "Know your worth." In football and in life, Marcus Rashford proved that redemption is a long game, and he's still playing it. Marcus Rashford doesn't just measure success in goals or assists. He measures it in impact. He's not chasing stats. He's chasing meaning. Every match, every campaign, every message is a reflection of that inner fire. The same one that once burned in the boy from Wythenshawe who shared meals with neighbors when money ran short. Even as a global brand, Rashford remains grounded. He often says, "I know what it's like to have nothing. That's why I give everything." In 2025, he continues his mission to end child hunger across the UK, expanding his foundation beyond food to education, mental health, and youth development. He funds libraries in underprivileged areas, donates laptops to children, and quietly pays for college scholarships, never for applause, but for progress. In an age where footballers are told to stick to sport, Marcus Rashford rewrote the rules. He became the bridge between sport and society, proof that influence can be purpose-driven. He met with world leaders, policymakers, and even the royal family, not as a celebrity, but as a citizen. Every handshake carried weight, every speech carried truth. He doesn't speak often, but when he does, the world listens. Because it's not just Marcus the footballer, it's Marcus the advocate, the reformer, the man using his platform to heal the world that raised him. Behind every moment of discipline stands a small, trusted circle. His mother, Mel, the symbol of resilience. His brothers, Dane and Dwayne, his lifelong anchors. And a team of mentors who've kept his focus razor sharp. He's close to his long-term partner, Lucia Loi, a marketing graduate who's been by his side since before fame. They keep their relationship private, preferring intimacy over headlines. For Rashford, loyalty is wealth, and fame never replaced that. When he's home, he's not the superstar, he's simply Marcus. He cooks, reads, listens to soul music, and spends hours with his nieces and nephews. He doesn't chase noise. He protects peace. Marcus Rashford is more than an athlete. He's a modern entrepreneur. He's invested in property, startups, and fitness ventures that align with his personal ethics. He owns multiple properties in Manchester, including a $2.5 million luxury apartment and his main $3 million mansion in Cheshire. He's the face of Nike, Burberry, and EA Sports, commanding millions in global campaigns that merge fashion and authenticity. When Burberry collaborated with him, it wasn't just branding, it was legacy. The campaign funded youth programs and reading centers for kids. He understands something many don't. Brand value is only as strong as moral value. Off the pitch, Marcus Rashford's fashion sense is refined. Minimalist streetwear, tailored suits, and muted colors that speak sophistication without excess. He's not flamboyant, but his presence is magnetic. He carries himself like a leader, calm, collected, quietly confident. Every public appearance feels intentional, every outfit a message, every smile an act of grace. When Burberry or Nike shoot a campaign, they don't just sell clothes, they sell his character. Rashford's resilience comes from pain, rejection, racism, criticism. He's faced them all. But instead of breaking, he built. He's open about therapy, mindfulness, and mental health, subjects once taboo in football. He tells young players, "You can't control what happens. You can only control who you become." That mantra drives him. He keeps a journal, writes daily affirmations, and visualizes success before every match. To him, football isn't just a game. It's a conversation between body and belief. By 2025, the headlines often ask, what happened to Rashford's form? Critics question his consistency, his focus, his future. But those who know him know this. Marcus Rashford has always been bigger than form. When the goals slow down, the purpose doesn't. He's rebuilding quietly, training harder, simplifying his game, staying patient. He understands legacy isn't built in seasons. It's built in storms. Though not overtly religious, Rashford often speaks about gratitude and destiny. He believes in giving more than he takes, in letting faith, whether spiritual or moral, guide every decision. When he walks out at Old Trafford, He often looks up for a moment, a silent conversation with something higher. Maybe it's his late grandmother. Maybe it's the memory of the boy he used to be. Whatever it is, it keeps him humble, even when the stadium roars. By 2025, his empire is remarkable. Net worth, $90 million. Annual income, $16 million from football, $8 million from endorsements. Luxury homes, a Cheshire mansion and Manchester penthouse. Cars, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, Mercedes-AMG GT, McLaren 720S, Range Rover. Philanthropy, over £20 million in donations and youth initiatives. He earns like a superstar, but spends like a man who remembers struggle. Some chase money, others chase meaning. Marcus Rashford chose meaning, and the money followed. He came from a one-bedroom home in Manchester, raised by a mother who sacrificed everything and built an empire founded on empathy. He fought governments, racism, and self-doubt, yet never lost his smile. His story isn't just about football, it's about faith in humanity. It's about turning privilege into purpose. It's about what happens when talent meets heart. As the lights fade at Old Trafford, Rashford walks slowly across the pitch, boots hanging over his shoulder, city lights flickering in the distance. Some see a footballer, others see a legend in progress. And in that moment, between silence and applause, the boy who once couldn't afford lunch stands tall as a man who fed millions.